who's one you wouldn't be comfortable sharing secrets with? If you were to say there's no way in the world we would do anything with the following three, who would it be?
That would be Iran, Iran, Iran.
So Iran's at the top. So you're more uncomfortable with teaching Iran anything than China. I think China's doing a clinic right now around the world with people. No,
China's doing a lot, and they worry me, and the Russians worry me. I'd say realistically, Russia, China, Iran, are Syria, any of the countries that are clearly at odds with us. But that's four or five. There are a few that would work with us, even though not all the time.
interesting. So before we get into your new book that's coming out, Operation Dragon: Inside the Kremlin's Secret War on America, uh, I want to kind of ask you maybe a couple other questions here regarding today's times. I've asked this question from multiple different people to see what their answer would be. Uh, Being a director of CIA 93 to 95 had different issues than we're facing today, than maybe in the 70s, than maybe in the 60s. It's different challenges during different decades. What concerns you the most today? I mean, I'm talking, is it cyber warfare? Is it bionuclear? Is it nuclear? Is it, bio warfare? Is it a oil war that could take place? Is it, what is the top concern that you have with all the different challenges we're facing today?
Well, it's tough because it's a combination, on the one hand, of intelligence forces or groups. I mean, I'm much more worried about Iran than I am about most any other country. And but in addition to naming some names like Iran, I'm really quite concerned uh, about the specialities that have been adopted by well, Russia and China, which are very, very troubling because Russia, for example, has been working very hard on cyber, particularly artificial intelligence, and that is a continuing source of confusion and difficulty for the United States because the Russians lie, cheat, and steal about who they are, and that makes it very difficult. What do you do to somebody with a face mask that's extremely well designed, and you're sure that he's a Syrian? In fact, he may not be. He may be opposed to Syrians. I don't know. So there are a lot of difficulties with masking and such. Technology, cyber war in all dimensions is really hard to deal with. And I'd say that set of technologies and that set of um, governments are 6, 8, 10, 12 really, really troubling combinations of individual countries and individual texts and operators.
So when you were director of CIA from 93 to 95, obviously Russia was probably your biggest threat. Would you agree Russia would be number one on the list, 93 to 95 as a nation?
I think probably so. We uh, uh, we were not as worried about Russia then as I think we should have been, and we worked to some extent on the steps Russia could take in masking themselves, and they did that a lot. They the Potemkin village history, the disguise for a whole village by Count Potemkin, who was Catherine the Great's male friend, was one of the things the Russians did, and did going back to the 17th century. They were good at deception, and we were always needing to penetrate that, and it was not easy.
During that time, was China at all even a thought? Was it even something where you woke up and, hey, we have to be careful what China is going to be doing next? Obviously, Russia was up there, Iran was up there. Was China still in the top three at the time, or no?
I don't know that it was in the top three, but it was very close. It was in the top one or two or three. You can't really tell, but they were a problem, but not as serious a problem, I think, we thought, as say Russia was. Now it may be different. The ranking of the Chinese and Russians and Iranians, Syrians, is hard to parse, but all 4 or 5 of those countries are worrisome.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.